IMAX, IMAX 3D, Dolby Atmos, and even regular formats this year. We had a lot of movies to go see, but there's only 10 that could be nominated top 10 best of the year 2022. Let's get into it. Hi, how you doing today? It's Just Jess here. Hope you're having a good day. And today we are finally counting down the top 10 best movies of 2022. It is Christmas Eve, the day that I'm recording, so Merry Christmas if you're watching this on Christmas, or if you're watching it a different day. This year has been better for movies than last year. Last year we're still feeling the effects of COVID and the pandemic, even though this year we still are. But I believe that this year was definitely a step in the right direction in terms of movies releases in theaters. But first, we gotta talk about the rules. Movies had to be played in theaters. This is crucial for me and why I love movies and theaters. I literally made it my past, future, present, church, my life, my career, my whole love. It's the theaters. It had to be played in theaters too. The movies had to be released this calendar year. So January 1st through December 31st. December 31st. We are not cutting off any movie. Even if a movie came out like next week that we don't know about that's in theaters, I will still have to cover it, and I might have to change it, or might have to put in like a description or the comments. 3. Any movie, as long as it was in theaters, even stuff like limited release before they hit Netflix, and even movies such as anime movies that came out on theaters. So basically, it had to be in the theaters. It had to be this year. It had to have some theatrical one. Hint, like Knives Out had a 1-week release in Thanksgiving before it hit Netflix, which if you're watching today, you can definitely go watch it. And this is all movies. It's theaters, only theaters. And I do apologize. I can't cover shows. I cannot cover streaming movies such as Hulu or Disney Plus because this isn't my full-time career yet. However, this is the second time doing YouTube, I guess, like part-time, full-time. And one day I will be able to provide you that content with shows, movies on streaming. But right now, unfortunately, I could only do movies and theaters, which is fine because that is my love, that is my passion, that is what I want to do for you folks. Without further ado, let us get into the top 10. All right, guys, top 10. We got the Quintessential Quintuplets movie, anime normal. We went in English dub. Now, I've always watched anime when I was a kid. Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, and Yu-Gi-Oh. And then I just stopped playing. I just stopped watching. I didn't even know about, I knew it existed, like Demon Slayer, but I wasn't really into that. I was like, okay, but this movie literally put me on the map. This movie made me subscribe to Crunchyroll to try the free trial, and this movie came out this month, and I already finished the first season and second season. This is far my favorite anime ever. I am so glad I get to see this movie, and I even found out about it. I had no idea. I went into this blind. This movie had great visuals for anime. Watching it on screen, I was like, wow, anime has really come a long way. If you want to link below. And by the way, guys, any movie that I've done reviews, I will link below for you. Any movies that I've done, I will link them below for you in the description. Good voice acting, even English dub. A lot of people like the Japanese dub, but I definitely think the English dub was worth it. This is more of a puppy love drama, high school romance heartbreak. Now, if you don't know, I love romance. I was in a dark time with heartbreaks, with theaters, and before YouTube, before streaming, before this career on YouTube that you see me on this camera, I used to go to school to be a romance relationship therapist, but I quit so I can focus on this. So this is my passion, but just know that I have that romance background behind me, especially emotional. So this guy has to literally pick one of the 5 quintuplets, and it's anime, it's romance, it's high school. I absolutely adore this movie. And remember, I came into this movie blind, and can I be honest with you? This is the only movie on this list I went up in the skies. I had a great time. I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. The anime, the girls, the guys, and a full review on the description if you want to learn more. All right, so we got number 9, guys. Number 9, we got She Said, and we saw this in normal. This is the real life story of Harvey Weinstein. A lot of people may not like this movie because this is adult narrative driven format movie. It's more of a slow pace. There's not a lot of action, but there is a lot of dialogue, dramatic scenes taking place throughout the course of this film. Amazing performances such as Zoe Khan and Carey Mulligan. And if you guys don't know, Carey Mulligan was last year's Promising Young Woman. So I feel like she has that acting chops around these types of movies, like not necessarily like destroying men, but like those, he was literally doing bad things in Hollywood. And it's like, whoa, but this is like amazing journalism, investigating reports, interviewing, taking notes, like phone calls. This was amazing, even though a lot of people did not watch it, but you might will after seeing this. So we got number 8. Number 8, we got Tar, and we saw this in normal. Tar, oh my gosh, dude. Cate Blanchett delivers a career-defining performance. I had no idea what this film was going to be about. Between me and you, I used to play violin first chair back when I was in like elementary school, so not really like that much, but like I used to play violin for a while. I totally forgot that we were watching something fake. I thought it was like a real life adaptation or a real life biopic of a real person, but it wasn't. It was not real. But I was like, whoa, dude, it was just like amazing to see this. It was another adult narrative shift and we see her at the height of her career when things start going down. Like people start calling her out, and it's like I hate the ending to this movie. I just do not like it. It could have been better, but it's definitely adult narrative driven format. And plus Kate Blanchett's performance really shines a powerful punch because you see this incredible, gorgeous, perfect, like strong, confident woman taking course of this orchestra, like symphony orchestra. And it's amazing how someone can go really down based on what they're doing. And it's like, damn, like she thought she had it all and she lost it. We got number seven, and honestly guys, we got The Menu, and we saw this in normal. The menu. It's all in the menu. If you saw my review, I did that a lot because this movie really connected with me emotionally, not like crying, but I am a waiter right now while I'm doing this YouTube. So going to this movie, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I cannot believe this. We got Anna Taylor-Joy, and by the way, last year she got my best of the year with Last Night in Solar, which I do have the 4K Blu-ray right there. Ralph Fiennes and Nicholas Hutt. So I already knew it was gonna be a psychological dinner like scene horror movie, and it definitely delivers on its promise. I love how engaging the story is. It's perfect for industry and coworkers. It changes the way you look at dining out. It's a thriller. It's dramatic. It's also weird. They put the food on the description on the right side, and you have all like the ingredients, and it's really fun. The direction the movie really went to go. I went to go see this I think like 3 times, and I had a blast every single time, especially being a waiter at a restaurant that serves drinks and food. I really connected with this a lot. I thought it was amazing. I loved it. I was like, I cannot believe that they made this kind of movie, and it's here, and we actually have it. The menu. Next time when you go somewhere, just say it's all in the menu. All right, so we got number six, we got Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. We went to go see this in IMAX 3D. Now I can understand why a lot of people don't like this, because literally Spider-Man No Way Home, people stayed after the trailers, right? But what people don't understand is they thought that there was going to be ramifications based upon the ending to Spider-Man No Way Home, and I get that and understand that, but the reason why this movie worked for me was honestly one thing: Wanda, Elizabeth Olsen, Wanda. Like, to me, she is gorgeous, she is perfect, she's dropped in perfection. Oh, like wow, like her being a MILF and a mother to these children. After I saw this movie, I rewatched whole WandaVision because I just loved her performance. Her turn in this movie, yeah, at the end it's weird because she fake dies, which I don't really think she dies, because if she really did die, it would have been more emotional, but it really wasn't. I know a lot of people don't like this because a little bit darker on the MCU, but I personally thought it was cool because it was a new direction the MCU took, because it went a little bit darker and a little bit nastier, if I can say so, but not like in terms of like sexy, but in terms of like grittiness and the dark themes of the automatic cinematography of this movie. Plus in IMAX 3D, it was pretty cool because Wanda just stole the show from me. Yeah, that Illuminati scene could have been a little bit better, but no one told us anything that it was promised. We had to take the movie for what it was, and just because it didn't have ramifications for No Way Home doesn't mean it's still a good movie. I don't really expect movies for anything. I just review what we got in front of us, and this movie with Wanda, like, this is one of the few movies that Wanda outshined Doctor Strange. Like, Wanda, I need more of her. I love her. I need her. Number 5, top 5, guys. We got number 5. We got Batman. We saw this in IMAX. I always told people Robert Pattinson can act. And yeah, I have the Blu-ray 4K Twilight Saga edition, and I love Twilight. And a lot of people like to bash on Robert Pattinson. Do you guys know that he did a lot of indie film between Twilight and now Batman? But people don't see that because they don't look at his middle graph. They just see, oh, he was bad acting on here. Well, let's be honest, that's when he was starting out, and he was also in Harry Potter. People had to start somewhere. Like, people don't understand, like, Robert Pattinson can act now, and now that you've seen that because you saw this movie, but you didn't believe it because you saw Twilight. Like, no, this is a more deeper, darker, grimmier take on the Caped Crusader. And when that Batmobile comes, that whole IMAX theater was roaring. Like, you cannot believe it. I was literally in the middle IMAX theater roaring Batmobile, and it's not even like futuristic, it's more of our technology, and he literally customized it. You know how in Christopher Nolan's movie, the Batman movie, seemed like too like comic booky fantasy? This is more gritted on real life. And Catwoman, she made her outfit literally with what she had, the suits, the gadgets. I thought that was amazing. It was a more detective work, and we get to have the second year of Batman. I cannot wait for a sequel. Hopefully we do get one, because this movie just really did it. Like, we don't all need to be happy sunshine rainbows. The fact that this Batman, I am the night, I'm the Dark Knight, I loved it. I thought it was more darker, grittier, and sometimes we need that. Number four, we got Black Panther Wakanda Forever in IMAX 3D. Wakanda Forever. This is emotional, dramatic, heavy action film, carries on the legacy and passes on the mantle of Black Panther to Shuri, which a lot of people did not like that. I thought it was perfectly right in the perfect direction. Now they might change it for the third installment, but rest in peace Chadwick Boseman. Someone had to be the Black Panther, and I thought it was amazing. Angela Bassett, a lot of people, if you already know, if you can see it online, she probably is nominated for like an award for this movie, and I thought her scenes were electrifying. But not only that, the underwater people, the Tol Katan, Namor, like, yes, I get it that it not might live up to Avatar, which I'm sorry, we're gonna talk about in a second, but Black Panther still paved paved the way for like Mexican, Latinos, Americans to be in MCU. Like this is the first time we get like an enemy that's Latin. I'm half Latino, so to see that represented in the MCU film nonetheless was pretty amazing. All right, so we got number three, guys, Avatar: The Way of Water. We went to go see this in IMAX 3D. What can I say about Avatar: The Way of Water? It was a stunning, beautiful, technically Marvel cinematic achievement in James Cameron. It literally took 10 years after the first installment of Avatar. Now we actually have IMAX 3D for its full effects. It literally does push 3D to its absolute limits. Example, the raining scene. When it's raining in the movie and you're watching it in IMAX 3D, I literally thought, I was like, oh my gosh, like I was looking left, I was looking right. It was literally amazing what he actually had to do with this. And it was jaw-dropping, underwater, world-building, inspiring, dramatic scenes that takes place. And it's overall perfect package. There is romance, there is action, there is new technology. They literally had to build underwater technology for this movie. Yeah, the story can fault a little bit at times, but overall, as an overall package, this movie was awesome. We got number two, guys. Number two, we got Top Gun Maverick IMAX. Top Gun Danger Zone. We got to go Danger Zone. Now, this is a sequel to a beloved classic. I never watched the classic, and if it wasn't for this movie, I would have never watched the classic. And this movie has absolute everything. Say it with me. Drama, action, romance, the planes. They literally attach IMAX cameras to the planes. Did you guys know that? They literally attach IMAX to the cameras on the planes when they were shooting this movie. That's why it looks so gorgeous. It's a cinematic masterpiece. It was like amazing. Like Top Gun Maverick, wow. This was shot from the left field because I had no idea like movies can be like that, especially like Top Gun, and I don't really like airplanes like that. But this movie made me fall in love with Tom Cruise again. I mean, I really liked him for Mission Impossible, but I just like, wow. And then Miles Teller with the mustache, I thought it was awesome. Dude, hell yeah, let's get more Top Gun. I mean, they might not make a third one for a while, but this was amazing. Before I talk about my number one, I just want to say this movie was amazing. And I got two, not one, but two honorable mentions. Are you ready? And the reason why they're honorable mentions is because I get the people like them like overall, and sometimes I do have to take myself, my likeness out of the situation and put it with you guys. But these two movies, even though they're good, I wouldn't put them in my top 10 list. I would just put them in honorable mentions. But I noticed when a movie is good and people like it. So the first one is Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm gonna be honest with you, when I went to go see this, I was really hungover. I was not having a good time. I went to go see this because I heard it was good, and then they released it 2 weeks later in IMAX. And IMAX, I went to go see it normal, not IMAX, but Everything Everywhere All at Once was just different. It was weird, it was different. The acting is incredible, and it is, a lot of people do like it, which I don't really like it because I was hungover, but I might have to see it again. But I understand why people liked it. Second, we have Knives Out, Glass Onion, a mystery. I think I said that wrong, but the new Daniel Craig movie. This movie, I saw this over Thanksgiving weekend, and this obviously includes because it hit theaters before it hit Netflix. I liked the first Knives Out back in 2019 in Thanksgiving. This was pretty cool. For some reason, and I'm gonna be very honest with you, I had a headache throughout this whole movie. Either way, I still had a great time with it. Like, I still loved it. I still was amazing. Even though my first one, I liked the first one better than Glass Onion. I don't know, maybe I might have to see it again, but this still was awesome. I love movies that with the audience, because I saw this in a packed theater Thanksgiving Day, man. Thanksgiving Day. People were like, oh, who's this person? It could be this. It's Clue. It's literally a movie where you figure out what's going on with the rest of the cast as well as you with the details, and it also deserves rewatches because you see glimpses of what you missed or could have ruled out based on the information given to you on the movie. That's when you're finding the enemies or who done it. All right, guys, it's time to talk about number one. Honestly, we got Elvis in Dolby. We saw this in Dolby. Elvis. Wow, I cannot believe, for me, this movie really did it for me. I saw this 4 times in Dolby. It was an excellent biopic of King of Rock, Elvis Presley. Even the actor Austin Butler transformed himself to Elvis. I literally saw interviews of him listening to Elvis, the way he talked, the way he danced. And I'm gonna be very honest with you guys. I do dance on the side across from YouTube, and I love music. Of course, house music is but I never could understand what came before me. It's like what that quote saying, I'm only successful because I stood on the greatness of giants. And this made me, I was in the Dolby theater and I was trying to dance. I was like, oh my gosh, like the beat is still like high tempo. I could still dance. But it's amazing because it literally takes you from his slower gigs to his amazing high career to his unfortunately death and downfall. And it was like party scene, the drugs, the alcohol, the women. I was like, this is amazing. The costume designs itself, the movie cinematography. Yeah, a lot of people didn't like it because it had new revolution rap music in this movie, but that to me felt good because it still felt familiar. Like, yeah, you're watching something from the 1900s, but you never forget that it was being filmed now using today's technology. And his whole music, like the whole icon about it, I just loved it because it literally took real life inspirations, because I saw it on YouTube after. Like the Cube thing where he was dancing like, oh, Jailhouse Rock. And then the comeback special. Like they're all literally tied when he wearing the whole white outfit. I thought that was amazing. Like I never knew big or how big his influence was on music and pop culture before watching this movie. And now that I've watched it, I understand music better, especially the rock music, the King of Rock. Like I didn't know he had inspiration from black culture. And that to me was awesome that he had black friends, because I had no idea. I just knew the king of rock, Elvis, with like drugs, alcohol, women, and yeah, there is romance in this movie, which is awesome. And by the way, I mean, that's why it's also number one, because of the romance. But to be honest, it literally connected me. I really loved it. And honestly, guys, that is my top 10 best of the pick 2022. What are your picks for this year? I'll see you next week. I can't wait to do more videos with you guys. As always, if you made it this far, I appreciate you so much. Maybe consider hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications so you never miss a video. And with that, take care. Bye.